We are here on the 4th anniversary of the Russian full-scale invasion of Ukraine, and we are privileged enough to speak with the mayor of Kyiv, Vitali Klitschko. Thank you so much for joining us on this show, Mr. Klitschko. To start with, could you tell us about your first memories of the war as it began unfolding 4 years ago?
We received information from secret forces, intelligence about invasion. Have to be in 4 o'clock in the morning, and the night before the war we doesn't sleep, and actually in 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock in the morning I received a call from military forces, and they told me the invasion is beginning, and Russians sent helicopters and go through the border and bombing our military objects.
There's been a lot of reporting over the last few years about how Western intelligence officials really thought that Kyiv wouldn't survive the opening shots of the war. Did you worry about whether Kyiv would fall, or did you always have the belief that Kyiv would hold firm?
Kyiv was and still a main target of Russians. And from the beginning of the war, Russians tried to occupy our capital, because the heart of the country for Russians was symbolic. It's very important to do that, but they not expect our people staying, and so many people going to territorial defense and fighting, and actually battles was not so far from here, and they were 10 kilometers from center of Kyiv. It was not easy task for Russians. By the way, it's not just Russians. I think a lot of world experts have huge respect from Russian army, and they give to us a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks. But we show right now the will to fight and defend our home country, and actually successfully defend already 4 years. Successfully because Putin tried to do it everything what he can, but he is not successful as he wants to do it. That's why we're still fighting, and by the way, I want to say thank you very much to our partners. It's critical important to us, the help, humanitarian help, financial support, defensive weapon. It's critical important for us, for Ukrainians, and thank you to our friends to support, because without support we can survive.
One final question on the starting point of the war. There were obviously rumors that Russia was trying to assassinate high-profile Ukrainian political figures. Did you consider fleeing the capital when the invasion began, and you chose to stay? What was behind the reasoning for choosing to stay despite all of the risks?
It's our hometown. It's actually the risk to occupy our hometown was big, and we actually prepare for fights inside the city.
So I've been living in Kyiv for 4 years now, so this winter has been the hardest of the war so far because of the temperatures, but also the attacks, Russian attacks on Ukrainian energy infrastructure. Can you tell us about the situation that Kyiv's residents are living through right now, and what's the situation like for them, and how is your administration working to alleviate their suffering?
You're right. This winter is pretty hard. It's coldest winter, I guess, in the last 10 years. Its temperature outside is sometimes minus 20 degrees. And the Russians use this situation and try to destroy our energy critical infrastructure, and they sent a lot of rockets, and we have a lot of damages. Sometimes 6,000 buildings, half of the city was without heating, without water, without electricity, and they tried to make the city not available to give the services to the people. City without services, blackout, no electricity, no heating, no water. We actually fighting this winter was pretty hard to bring the services back. Huge respect from our municipal enterprises for all workers who worked day and night to bring the services to the people. We do that, and next couple of days Russians sent again the missiles and destroyed, and we're starting from point zero. Right now, by the way, it's more than 1,000 buildings without heatings. Today it's outside, it's minus 10 degrees Celsius. And also we have the same situation not in our hometown, and also in different city in Ukraine. We have huge deficit of electricity. But thank you to our partners, we receive a lot of electric generators and fighting to give the services to everyone, to support everyone. It's a big challenge. I never ever expect as mayor to have so difficult challenges in my job.
Well, you spoke about those Russian attacks basically resetting the repair work back to zero. We are maybe out of the worst of the winter, but Russia's campaign of targeting Ukrainian energy infrastructure is still ongoing. We expect that to continue, looking at Ukrainian intelligence assessments. How much worse could things get for Kyiv if this continues? You know, the situation is not improving because Russia keeps reducing everything to zero and making you guys start all over again.
The main goal from Russian to make Kyiv is not available for lives. It's everything depends also from air defense, from our military forces. But anyway, we're still fighting. We are not ready to give up. It's actually a will to win. The Ukrainian spirit actually surprised whole world, and never expect we fighting so successfully, fighting against the strongest and biggest army in the world already 4 years, and we're still fighting because it's our home, it's our future, and we don't want to give up, and we motivated so much.
There's been a lot of external pressure from the United States on Ukraine in recent months, basically since the Trump administration came to office, both on trying to make concessions to Russia on these peace talks and to hold future elections in the near future. My question to you is, firstly, how do you feel these negotiations are going?
One person in the world can stop this war. The same person who's starting this war. I'm talking about President of Russia, Putin. Putin can easily stop this senseless war. And Russians accepted just strong position. If you're weak, they never ever pay attention to you. And that's why we have to be strong. In the front line, we have to be strong inside the country. We have to be strong together with our partners, because with partners we are times stronger. And that's why it's very important unity around Ukraine. Unity for democratic world, European country. Destability, one of the largest countries in Europe, can bring destability in whole region, and that's why from peace in Ukraine depends the future in Europe. I hope everyone understands that. We fighting and defending not just our homeland, we defending every one of you. It will be biggest mistake to think the war far away. It doesn't touch me personally. It's biggest mistake. This war actually touched everyone in Ukraine, millions of people. Already touched a lot of people in Europe. And also, it's not secret, the goal of Putin to rebuild Soviet empire. They never accept Ukraine as independent country. They told Ukraine was always the part of Russian empire. Exactly the same about Baltic countries, about Poland, Czech Republic, Slovakia. I tell to Germans, actually I spent 25 years in Germany, and in sick vision of Putin, the Germany belonged also to the Russian Empire because Putin spent there years long as KGB agent. And that's why I tell to all partners, please support Ukraine. We're defending every one of you. It's very important to stop the Russians, to stop this war. And it's biggest task to everyone. And this war can touch, by the way, everyone on our planet. And that's why we have to do it everything what we can to stop this war, to make pressure on Putin, because Putin can easily in one moment to stop this war, because he begins this war.
Now, on the matter of elections, there's some publicized disputes between you and the president, but many opposition figures inside Ukraine have said that they don't want to see elections under martial law, and that the pressure from outside for Ukraine to hold elections is not the way Ukrainian people feel about the current situation politically. What's your position on that, and about the position of holding elections under martial law?
To make elections during the war is a poison for the country. Can you imagine? We have huge challenge from outside, the Russian aggression. At the same time, to make political competition inside the country can destroy the country from inside. That's why I'm more than sure, first of all, stop the war. And after that, we can talk about election. But we have a lot of questions. First of all, peace negotiation definitely have to be not capitulation for Ukraine. We have to make our peace negotiation regarding our national interest, about our future, about guarantee, because small break can make some break for the Russians before the next invasion. And that's why guarantee is very important point. And if we have answer for these many questions, just after that we can talk about election. Definitely election have to be, but after when war will be stopped.
Do you mind if I ask about your relationship with the president, Mr. Zelensky? When was the last time you spoke to him, and do you consider yourself a political rival of his?
I have a good relationship, but it's a good question to Zelensky. He's very unhappy. It's not smart. It's not smart make political competition and political games during the war. It's bad. Unity with all political forces inside the country make us stronger. And that's why the unity is the key for peace and freedom, especially inside the country. And that's why always I talk, please forget about political games. Right now, national interest have to be priority to every politician, for every citizens of our homeland. Because survive Ukraine or not, the question still open. It's not secret. Putin not accept our independence. And during this time to thinking about his personal ambition of politician, it's not smart, so to say.
So, Zelensky himself has recently criticized you, for example, for the snow in the capital and how the authorities have been dealing with that. Obviously, the authorities are under immense pressure because of the war, because of the constraints, financial, economic. You've got people mobilized. What's your response to criticisms of how you've been administering the city?
It's not smart, I told them. If Russians bombed and destroyed our critical infrastructure, we received the critic. The Kyiv is not good prepared for the winter. I'm sorry, I'm not responsible for air defense. We can be prepared pretty well, but if Russian missiles destroy it, what we have to do it? First point. Second point, it's not good to make. It's very important together to go through these all challenges what we have. Yes, of course, 200,000 of our citizens mobilized right now, and citizens of our hometown right now on the front line. We have not so many people. We have reduced our financial leverage. We have not so much people, and first point and second point is a lot of snow. You can't in one day 1,800 kilometers in our hometown, 1,800, and to cleaning in one day it's some period of time, and that's why all political activity, criticism, it's not smart. It's not good. Unity is very important. To find who is guilty, why we doesn't have right inside the country, why we doesn't have electricity, why doesn't have heating. It's actually agenda of Putin. They send missiles, and politicians in Ukraine starting to find who is guilty. Nobody remind Putin. Can you imagine? And that's why I don't want to criticize someone. Unity is very important. It's still open the question, Ukraine survive or not, to be independent or not. And right now we're fighting for our future, for our independence, for our national interest. And that's why unity right now, all political forces, critical important, main question for our future. And to make some competition, it's not smart. I hope, I many times talking about that, and I hope some politicians listen to me. We have a lot of challenges. We never expect so huge challenges we have in our lives, and many Ukrainian heroes pay right now biggest price, his lives, for that. In the same time, to dreaming about political ambition, it's not smart, so to say.
Well, I have one more question on the political ambition, which was you've been running as mayor of Kyiv for a long time now. Will you be standing again after the war? Will you be trying to seek re-election for your position after the war?
I have one dream right now. This dream have every Ukrainian in one day coming the peaceful time. When coming this day, nobody know. If someone talk 4 years ago, the war will be so long, nobody believe. We don't know how long will be this war. We have a dream to bring peace back to Ukraine. It's the main wish. And we hope it happens. And other dreams, it's not important. This main dream for millions of people in my home country.
So you spoke a lot about unity. Now, obviously, there's unity within the country, but also you've made very stark warnings to Europe that Ukrainians are fighting effectively for their freedom too. Now, the Europeans have shown solidarity, and in recent weeks, we've seen drives from particularly Poland to bring generators, mobile boilers, things like that, to help alleviate some of the suffering here in Kyiv. How important has that campaign been? And do you think European countries can go further to helping Ukraine?
I have a lot of friends in Poland. I remember Poland after the Soviet Union broke, and I remember Poland. A lot of Polish people was in Ukraine. Also, Ukrainian people was in Poland. Poland was one big bazaar, trade market, and Poland was in the floor. Its economy doesn't work, and we see how Poland developed in last years. And right now, one of the modern country in Europe. It's great example for us, for Ukrainian, to go the same way what did Poland reform, and right now Poland is part of European family. Millions of Ukrainians right now working in the Poland. Thank you. Thank you to Poland. Always, if I see the Polish people, I told them, "Bratia Poляki." We never forget support what we have from our friends, from Poland especially. I following what activity in Poland. I remember in a couple of months ago was president election in Poland. One of the candidates told Ukraine have a function as buffer zone between European Union and Russia. If we will be not successful in this war, buffer zone, I told that. If we will not successful, buffer zone can be Poland. And that's why everyone in Poland understands it's very important to support Ukraine. We never forget, you help, you support. Especially right now in this difficult time, I want to say thank you to Polish people who collected so much money to send electric generators to us. Thank you to Mayor of Warsaw, Rafał Taszkowski, Warsaw, a sister city. Support Ukraine, also support Kyiv. Also, it's critically important to us survive. And that's why, 1,000 times, thank you for everyone in Poland. We can be successful together. And without successful Ukraine, Poland will be much weaker. And with successful Ukraine, Poland will be much stronger. And I hope everyone understand that. And we have a great history, and I'm more than sure we have great future together, Poland and Ukraine.
So my final question to you, Mr. Mayor, is, you've got people at home. This is now the 4th anniversary of Russia's full-scale invasion. Do you have a message for people, particularly in Europe, sat watching this interview? What more can be done, and what would you like Europeans to do for Ukraine?
I have a message to everyone. If you think the war far away from you, if you think this war doesn't touch you personally, it's the biggest mistake. Everyone have to do everything what we can to stop this war. Because it's danger. We never expect what happens right now. The biggest war after the Second World War. The millions of refugees, hundreds of thousands killing people. Children, women, is big tragedy for Ukraine, is big tragedy for whole Europe, and also is big tragedy for Russia. The Russians afraid right now from dictatorship from Putin, but anyway they understand that how big is price for sick vision of Putin they pay every day, and that's why you have to be proactive and do everything what you can to stop this war. And please, still support Ukraine. We have to be strong. And together we're times stronger. And we dream everyone about peace. And from us depend how soon peace coming back to Europe.
That was the Mayor Vitali Klitschko. Thank you so much for joining us on TVP World.
You're welcome.